Intimidate. Yes. All right, so why would you want your dog to bark at you? Actually, it's for a target bark. Okay, so Stephen Jingwick with Strong Dogs. So this is how to do a target bark, meaning how can you get your dog to actually bark at something specific? Okay, so for most people, they don't even like barking. So why would you want to do it? One, it could be very competition. It can be very intimidating. So for intruders or anything like that, but it's also just really cool because you're honing all their energy and directing it on a object. So for most people, to help you understand, in this case, Ava is overly stimulated. I just walked out and here we are. So naturally she's worked up and she is very hyper and very energized. So she can't contain it. So what does she do? She barks. So it's actually advantageous for us to do this specific thing when she's actually hyped up. If you want to do it when your dog does that, or if your dog does that, feel free. If they don't, it's okay. I'll show you how to do it. Even if your dog isn't as amped up as she is right now, because we just walked out. But to help you understand this, what your dog is barking at is the equivalent of kind of like a baby or a kid throwing a temper tantrum. They literally have so much in them that the only way to express it is to throw a hissy fit, or in this case, your dog is to bark. So again, we're just honing that energy and putting it onto something specifically. And again, because it is a competition skill and they need the ability to do that, which is to go up and literally bark and intimidate somebody without biting them. So that is why I actually put a target bark on Ava. Ace, he can, I haven't done a speak command on him in forever, but Ava also just has a regular bark command too. So the other benefit of putting a command to this is if they do something, put a command to it so when they do it, you can tell them not to do it. Okay, hopefully that made sense. So if they do something naturally, but they don't know what it is because you never taught them, now you can. So if they do it, you can tell them not to do it. So there's a benefit of both ways of developing a skill, but also developing them not to do it. Okay, so again, I already said walked Ava out here, so she's already overstimulated. She has her bite pillow. So again, it's very advantageous for us to use that opportunity and use her energy to our benefit. And as put a target bark on it. In this case, it will be the pillow. I also have treats in my pocket, so I'll show you how to do it as well. So you can work your way up, start with food, and then you can go up to toys and whatever object you really want. So biggest thing is, because again, she's amped up. Yes, it's energy, but it's also frustration. So once they can't get something and they really want it, again, you're throwing that, making them throw a temper tantrum at it. So once they start barking, go ahead and instantly reward, okay? So since she has it, I'm gonna go ahead and use her pillow. There we go. Ace is probably gonna wanna play, but I'll try my best to keep him away. Ava, out. So I would always put her in a default position. Hey, knock it off, out. Out. Whether if that's in front or on your left, so whatever healing position. So if I, Ava, legs, out, out, face, out. Here she goes. Yes. Just get her worked up so she can't get it, okay? Ava. Out. Out. So you're developing control and discipline and a command. Out. Legs. Told you she's amped up. Intimidate. Yes. So for her, this is going to be a pro tip. I'm probably going to get ahead of myself, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you anyway, is she wants to back up because I told you I've always had trouble with her bite. So her thing is to back up like it's an uncertainty type of thing. But when I do it with her, I actually want her to go forward into the object to create and build that confidence. So once she starts lunging forward and then gets that bite, that's what I'm instantly going to reward. One more. Ooh, haha, gotcha. Out. I got it. I got it. Out. Out. Legs. Intimidate. One more. Yes. There you go. And you can, if you have a harness, do not do it with a collar, but if you have a harness, go ahead and you can tie them up to a tree, bench, or whatever have you, something fixed. So this way, if you don't have, well, if you have it, if you don't have it, you can do kind of like what I did. Just use your hand. Again, if they are amped up, they're going to really go after it. So just be prepared. You already saw Ava get slipping through my arms. But if you have a harness, hook it up to something strong and durable. So this way you can start building it up and get it more in front of them. Okay. So if you need to build drive, start making them go after the object they want, but miss it. That's where frustration and drive is going to come, because they can't get it and they want it, and then they're going to go after it. And then once they get to that peak, that apex, go ahead and get them to do it and then reward. Now I got treats here. Ace is going to want it because we've been training with these. See if I can get Ava off of it. Ava, off. Outs. Legs. Here we go. She sees it now. Load it up. Load it up. Legs. Intimidate. Yes. And even Ace got into it. Out. Turn her. Intimidate. Yes. Intimidate. 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 Yes. Intimidate. Yes. Intimidate. Quiet. Quiet. So if they do have that problem of going backwards, go ahead and just keep walking forward, okay? So if they are trailing backwards because they're so amped up they're actually going backwards, go ahead and just bring them to you. Intimidate. So you've seen a couple of ways with treats and then pillows. One thing you can then do is then just bring them together. So go ahead and feed the reward with the treat, and then you can go ahead and do it with the object. Again, you're just layering all this in, and then once they really got it, then you can move them away from, again, the object. Get them, if they want to do it right in front of you, do it right in front of you, then you can go ahead and reward. But point is, get them to focus on the object of what you want. Build that frustration, build up that drive, get them to focus in on that object that you want them to bark at. And then once they do, go ahead and instantly reward. Ava, out. Intimidate. There's the lunge. Intimidate. Yes. And if you really want a louder bark or a deeper bark, you just build up more frustration, and then you go ahead and release it once they do the loud bark, not the high yelp. Okay. So hopefully you had fun with it. Hopefully you don't piss off your neighbors too much with it. But go ahead and give it a shot. Go ahead and put a command to it. So this way you can, if your dog does bark, you can teach them to stop barking as well. It will help. And if you got any other questions, or if you want something else to see, go ahead and leave them in the comments, or go ahead and email them to me at strongdogsusa@gmail.com, or DM me directly at Instagram at StevieJ_. Okay, good luck. Talk to you next time. Done.